Welcome back to Notre Dame Day. I'm Allison Hayes, and we are so glad to welcome our next guest, the Vice President for University Relations at Notre Dame, Lou Nanni. Lou, welcome back
Thanks
to Notre
so much.
Dame Day.
Yeah, thank you so much, Allison. You notice they put me on the midnight shift. We're hoping everybody's gone to bed, and we're so grateful for you being back again this year, volunteering so many incredible hours. The folks here, the amazing team behind the cameras, and other talent that's been here with us. We're just so blessed. So thank you in a very special way, Allison.
Well, it's my pleasure to be a part of this. And as we're wrapping up this 12th year, you have been a part of this for all 12 of these years. How have you seen the event evolve over the years?
Well, one, you can see the bags in my eyes. They've kind of increased every year. But, think about the very first year. We did this in La Fortune Student Center because this place didn't exist at the Duncan Student Center. Wasn't part of the campus, and we had about 3,700 gifts in that very first year, and we raised about $750,000. This year we have raised tenfold that number of gifts. We're going to raise over 37,000 gifts, and we've already eclipsed $4 million raised for all kinds of student clubs and organizations. So to watch just the sheer growth of it, and the reason why that's happened is because the students on the campus have taken ownership of Notre Dame Day. They have used this as a vehicle to power their clubs and their associations, their passions, their ways to give back to society. And it's just been a beautiful thing to witness and see unfold over the years.
Well, this is actually my 8th Notre Dame Day, which is crazy to think. And I've seen it grow so much, too. It's been amazing. And like you said, to see the students and to be so involved and be a part of it and to watch the clubs, it really gives you a sense of where that money is going and just the development of these kids and to these amazing adults that they're able to contribute to our society.
You can't help but be positively impacted by their energy, their creativity, their composure. I mean, to see so many young people who care so deeply about so many different things, it's positively infectious.
Well, the Alumni Association just hosted its 3rd annual Global Day of Service spanning all 50 states and 28 countries. What makes the Notre Dame community so uniquely loyal and active?
I think one of the great gifts is we have in our founding DNA the vision of Father Edward Soren, who started Notre Dame in 1842. He said that someday Notre Dame was going to become one of the great universities in the land, but more importantly, one of the most powerful means for good in all of society. Less than 10% of the world's population has a college degree. If we're not asking ourselves every day at Notre Dame, how are we making ourselves relevant to the other 90% of the world's population, then we've missed the boat. The Alumni Association spearheading this global day of service on 6 different continents, 185 projects, 136 clubs being involved in just the 3rd year. Watch that grow. It's just a beautiful way to say that we're here to be of service to those most especially in need. And the stories around the world of acts of service, people coming together in the name of Our Lady, Notre Dame, is truly inspiring and humbling.
It is so incredible. And Notre Dame President Father Bob Dowd announced the Pathways Initiative in his inaugural address to include need-blind admissions and a no-loan policy. How do you see this initiative shaping Notre Dame's mission going forward?
Yeah, really the no-loan piece, think of it this. Those are for middle-income families, mostly, because there were middle-income families that the loan packages were too burdensome for them to come to Notre Dame. So this is a way to combat the barbell effect, where your student body just becomes people who are very wealthy and very poor, but not leaving out the middle class. But then to go need blind for domestic students as well as international students. We're only the 9th university in the world to make that commitment to international students. And that says that we will look at your application without knowing what your financial need may or may not be, and we promise up front that we will meet 100% of your demonstrated financial need. So that financial cost will not be a barrier to a Notre Dame education. And this year, after Father Bob's announcement, international applications went up by 70%. And overall, our applications went up to over 35,000. And, we're blessed that so many people want a Notre Dame education, but it's very painful because that middle of March each year, there's so many more kids that are worthy of a Notre Dame education than are able to be accommodated. So that's very hard.
About how many do get accepted in every year?
This past year, 9% of the applicant pool was admitted. And I'll tell you, you get sick to your stomach around here. It is the most painful day, painful week of the year. Many people will try the transfer route after, and some will come back for graduate school. And so we got to recognize that our role isn't just for the students who come here, but our role is to make an impact on the world, and especially to a world that's deeply in need.
And don't give up, right? If you want to make it happen, keep trying.
That's right. Absolutely. And Notre Dame has overcome a lot of obstacles along the way. And we are here today because of the perseverance, the tenacity, the resilience of those who have gone before us. And we would be foolish if we weren't adaptable and courageous and bold in our vision to make a difference in the lives of others.
Well, Notre Dame Day supports over 900 causes with challenge funds from generous families, boosting all kinds of students groups, research causes, and so much more. Can you share some of those families and why their support is so impactful?
Yeah, so we were able to come up with over $500,000 in matching funds this year due to the generosity of these donors. And I'll just want to read them. Cheryl Kuster, class of 86. Paul, class of 75, and Brenda Gilsinger, they were here earlier today walking around. Jim Burgess, class of 69, and Elizabeth Mannon Burgess. Steve Strake, 83 grad, in memory of his beloved father, George Strake, class of 57. Tony Carr, Bill and Marilyn Eckelkamp and family. David and Lisa Bangert, both class of 96. Bob, in class of 2000, and Amy, 2001, Martin, Ken, 83, and Angie Dew, Paul Schmuckel, class of 69, John and Terry Dunbar, and then 2 anonymous donors as well. So we are blessed because their gifts have helped us to leverage the gifts of close to 40,000 other people. And we will raise more money in Notre Dame Day funds for student organizations than they receive through the student affairs budget throughout the year. So this really helps to impact civil engineers' ability to dig potable wells in Africa, or for the Glee Club to go on tour, throughout Latin America or Europe or whatever. So many really wonderful causes, and I cannot thank all of the donors enough. Beginning with those who have made this matching funds, but everybody that donated $5. Today is a day of storytelling and participation, and every gift really genuinely does matter.
Facilitating life-changing experiences for these students. And
correct.
As we kind of wrap things up, as we're in the final minutes really of this year, 12 years, it's been record-breaking. What are some final thoughts for you? And kind of take us behind the scenes. We get to see what's on the TV screen, what's on our computer screens, but what is it like here in the workroom and these people working so hard to make this happen?
One of the things about being at Notre Dame, I believe, is that being around so many incredible young people and the people that are dedicated to serving them, you feel called to be closer to God, to live out your faith more fully, to be of greater service to others, and just the energy, the service, the volunteers like yourself that that come in and year out to make these 2 days happen. But again, to see the energy of our students, you can't help but be energized yourself. It awakens in us our idealism that you can teach old dogs new tricks, and you can make the world better. This idea of defeatism, to think that there's nothing we can do against all of the troubles of the world. These 2 days are a reminder that there's so much that we can do to make this a better place, to impact one life, to impact the lives of many. And it's just a profound sense of renewal being a part of Notre Dame and especially participating in Notre Dame Day.
Well, thank you so much for joining me and for joining us and being a part of this for all 12 of the years and all of your involvement and the support I know that you give to everyone that works here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Allison. Let me just thank each and every one of you for participating in Notre Dame and giving back to our students.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And now let's go to Notre Dame Day reporter Ben Rohr. Ben?